Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today's June 11th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery as of yesterday morning, and you can see the marine there that was in and about some of the coastal areas of Southern California, some eddy action out there, and we had the off and on activity up and down the coastline there yesterday. And if we scroll through the day yesterday, you'll notice the buildup starting across the Sierra Nevada there as we went into the afternoon hours, and then you see we had a few thunderstorms pop up off the higher terrain there yesterday all the way towards sunset. And then, of course, with the diurnal heat waning, we kick off those thunderstorms, or we get rid of those thunderstorms, I should say. And now we come back to this morning as well. And you can kind of see that marine there pushing into some of the interior areas. But there is some sunshine to be had, especially the north coastal areas here right now. And some of the Bay Area, kind of a mixed bag right along the coastline. But we're going to kick off some thunderstorms again across the higher terrain. We're going to have some gusty winds here over the next few days as well coming up here. And you can see this weak frontal system out affecting the Pacific Northwest this morning here, but these fronts really lose their punch this time of year. We just really don't have that strong mid-latitude cyclone gradient between the cold and the warm air at this time of year. So this thing is just going to kind of remain off the coastline here and for the most part die. It's not going to have major impacts here across the state of California. So if we take a look here, the gusty winds and warming temperatures for this week, and you can see these gusts coming, and the National Weather Service calling from up 40 miles per hour, and we could have some increased risk for grass fires. And Friday afternoon into Sunday, gusts 35 to 50, I-5 corridor, Antelope Valley, southern Santa Barbara County here. And they call these the sundowner winds because it generally picks up as you go through the late afternoon and the evening hours here when you get the best contrast between the cooler Pacific Ocean and the very warm interior this time of year of California. And that's what drives those stronger winds. Taking a look at the isolated thunderstorm threat today, 1 to 8 p.m., you can see up towards Lake Tahoe here and across the Sierra Nevada, and typical threats and potential for some fire starts as well, 1 to 8 p.m. This is the heat advisory today. You can see as you get towards the interior areas in I-5, you're definitely going to be dealing with the warmer temperatures. If you want to beat the heat, go to the coastal areas. Same thing up and down the coastline here. There is some heat advisories out there for today and tomorrow, and this is all the way in through today and tomorrow as well. You can see into the interior areas, Merced, Fresno, Delano, Bakersfield as well. So you guys know how to beat the heat. Get out there and do it. Now you can see the coastal areas cooler here along the San Diego and the Los Angeles coastal areas. Look at Palm Springs and Thermal 107, 108. Means Lake at 103 degrees. Big Bear Lake 82 degrees. And June 11th, check it out. You can see that even at this time of year, you can get those dense fog and then the car pileups there. So we had at least 30 vehicles involved back in 2009. 15 injuries were reported, and there's actually one indirect death. And check this out, in 1894, 35 degrees in Riverside, California in June. Could you imagine that? So taking a look at what's coming up here for the temperatures, you can see we're pretty darn warm here today. That's why we have the excessive heat advisories up right now, and a pretty warm day again tomorrow. We do drop off as we go Thursday, and then Friday something similar. Saturday even another step down here, so just some lower 90s, maybe some mid 90s out there. And then you can see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. As we go back into next week, we do show some signs of potentially warming back up again significantly. So taking a look at 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. Basically, this is not really a storm that's affecting California. This kind of affects the marine layer and the depth of it across some of Southern California there. And it can actually help stir some of the winds along the coastal areas as well. But you can see that will be moving inland here. And that's what's going to help kick off some of this wind here as we go through the weekend. You can see systems move through the Pacific Northwest. And then we keep watching this trough off in the extended here. This would help suppress temperatures for a bit as we go into the following week. But then we see the ridging want to start building in here after that as we go into the June 19th, 20th, and 21st time frame there. And you can see that next system rolling into the Pacific Northwest off in Fantasyland as well. So if we take a look at 100-meter wind speeds here, so I want to show you the increase here as we go on into Friday. So you can see some strong winds down the north coast here all the way down towards the Bay Area. Pretty typical for this time of year, right? But as we go into Friday, you'll notice the winds really start to kick off along some of the coastal regions here, these northwest winds across the higher terrain. And as we go into Friday and Saturday, you can see these winds are going to be roaring out there. So watch out, mariners on the coastal areas here as we go on in towards this weekend. Now, taking a look at the composite reflectivity, just want to visit the thunderstorm list today. You can see the storms popping off across the higher terrain. It's up if you're off in the backcountry, pretty isolated, only across the highest portions of the Sierra Nevada. And then as we go on in through Wednesday, pop off a few showers again. Here we go through Thursday afternoon, and it shows it yet again. A little bit better coverage, it looks like, there on Thursday. If we look at the European, this is lightning flash density potential. This is for today, Tuesday afternoon. 2, 3, 4, and then we go through Wednesday afternoon, and you can kind of see where these thunderstorms are scheduled to be here across the Sierra Nevada. Now, looking at tropical cyclone activity, none is expected over the next 48 hours. You can get some activity here at this time of year. It's fairly rare. Usually picks up in activity here as we go on into the later portions of the summer. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This is for June 16th through 20th here. Actually showing a little bit of below average here across some of the west coast. Hopefully that trough comes in here and brings, maybe a little bit of a cool down here. I think everybody deserves that from time to time. Here's the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. Kind of the below average signal there across some of Nevada, creeping into California, above average for the Pacific Northwest and some of the central portion of the USA. So current emergency incidents, there is a red flag warning that includes Redding and Chico here right now. Nothing too crazy going on just yet here, but the fire doesn't have to be that big if you're pretty close to it. So just watch out if you're out and about. Don't be the guy who starts that fire or the gal. Now, taking a look at significant wildland fire potential outlook. We've looked at this the last few days. This is for June, July, August. Got that neutral signal here, and then we get to September. We start to go above average for some portions of California here. So yeah, we'll be watching that as we go. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, click like and subscribe. We will do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.